All right, let's talk about Christian Pulisic and clubs in Europe, because Christian Pulisic isn't getting minutes, and he obviously wants to be sharp. Apparently, Greg Berhalter's told him or recommended that he go find a place where he gets minutes as opposed to sitting on the bench at Chelsea. Now, the two options right now are both United, Newcastle and Manchester United. I'm going to go to you first, Charlie. What do you think would be a better fit? Because Newcastle, maybe not where they need to be. They're not going to be playing in the Champions League. Either will Manchester United. But their future seems a little bit more bright. Now, apparently, it's only going to be a loan move, so everything that has to be taken into consideration. Manchester United, though, a bit of a dumpster fire, grasping at straws, trying to sign anybody that has a big name at this point, even Casemiro, which I think would solve some of their problems, but still seems kind of desperate. But they need people. The thing I have an issue with Christian Pulisic going to Man United is they seem to have a lot of guys in those areas that maybe just aren't playing at the highest level. You got Rashford and Elanga and Martial, who can also play the 9. And Christian can move around and obviously be valuable in different spots. But I wonder if Newcastle might be a better landing spot because he'll be depended on in a little bit more of a different way.
I would argue against the move to Newcastle. And
okay.
I see the point of, he's in the Premier League still, and he's going to be playing for the most part. But look at the way they play, their style.
Yeah.
That doesn't fit Christian. So I think for me, if you're saying where would he go, because I think he needs to leave Chelsea. I've been saying that since last year, to get consistent playing time and the respect that he deserves. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to fight. He's not one of those players that's just going to rest on his laurels and say, I'm Christian, like I'm going to expect things. He goes out there and fights. I think if he goes to Manchester United, well, Erik ten Hag, he loves players who are technically gifted. He would fit right perfectly into that Ajax system. So I think given that, plus the quality of players that they do have, they're not going to be bad the whole year. This is one of those problems where they're going to have to work out. It's going to take some time, but they're going to finish in the top half. This isn't a team it's Manchester United. They're not going to finish in the bottom half.
Yeah, agreed.
But the style of play, I think, would fit Christian better. And it would be a move that he would welcome, probably because at least he's going to get more playing time. Thomas Tuchel's made it clear. He is not clear. And then the bid for Anthony Gordon of Everton, that's not enough. That's like
insulting.
A slap in the face.
I think it's insulting the fact that Anthony Gordon's even being linked to Chelsea when you have Christian Pulisic on the bench, Heath.
But Man United is the same thing, right? Charlie, I fully agree. When you look at it the way from the perspective that you have, it's a great opportunity for him. Yes, and they also have Jadon Sancho in that team. But so it shows that they've got some depth in those positions. Do I think Christian Pulisic thrives when it's a true open competition to win spots? Yes, I think that's going to get the most out of him. But Manchester United finishing in the top half still won't align with what the expectations on Ten Hag are, or to play at Manchester United, which is the Champions League spot.
Still going to play though.
And so,
but I wonder, under that type of pressure, is there the ability to have a clear set of starters in the same way Chelsea's continuously rotating? Will Man United end up rotating all season long with all their players, including Elanga, who's coming up now?
But aren't we just really worried about and concerned about Christian Pulisic's next 3 or 4 months? Obviously I want him to do well and he'll figure out the rest of his career after the World Cup. I just want this guy sharp for the next 3 or 4 months, and then obviously can be the guy for us, Charlie.
Yeah, 100%. You want him playing, but you also want him to be able to play in a style that is suitable to his game. Newcastle's very direct, a lot of aerial balls. Yeah. Not that they play long balls, but it's not.
They're more defense first.
Yeah, it's not going to be, I think, beneficial for Christian to go to that type of environment. Now, if you go to Manchester United, yes, the pressure is crazy high, but the level of player and the quality of play is so much higher. And if they do take him on loan, that means Ten Hag says, I want him. I want him to play in our system. Maybe there's an option to buy included in that. So you would feel comfortable going to Manchester United, because you would only leave Chelsea to go to United if there's a real guarantee to play.
He wants him, but does he need him? Like in a way he does, but he's got a lot of wingers too.
He doesn't like the players that he has. I mean, he's made it apparent. He's like, I want players. I need players. So that means you don't value some of these guys that you already have.
I just feel like some of the moves that they'd be making now just feel desperate because a lot of their other moves haven't worked out.
Yes, they do.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's interesting. The whole Manchester United situation is interesting.
If you said Crystal Palace or Wolves, I would be fine with that, because I mean, even a player like Conor Gallagher, who goes back to Chelsea, is on the bench not playing. What would have been so much more beneficial if he stayed at Crystal Palace?
That's a great example. That's a great example.
Right?
Yeah. Hit us up at ISWT Pod on Twitter. Drop us a follow there as well. Let us know your thoughts on Christian. Should he stay at Chelsea? Should he go to one of the United? Should he just leave the country and try to go hook up with Atletico Madrid or a Juventus or somewhere?
Or LAFC on loan.
LAFC, come with Gareth Bale. I don't know. Chiellini, and have some fun back here at home. Let us know on that. And then, of course, hit us up in the comments about this Christian Pulisic situation, which I hope will get resolved sooner rather than later for everybody's benefits. All right, let's move on now to Weston McKennie getting the start. A bit of a surprise against Sassuolo for Juventus when it looked like he was going to be out for more of a significant time due to his dislocated shoulder. Heath, I'll come back to you on this. What are your thoughts on Weston? Good news, of course, for the U.S. men's national team, but and obviously the trust of getting Allegri to get in. I know Paul Pogba's out right now, and I was very curious to see if both were healthy, who was actually going to get the start. But Weston's got to take advantage of his opportunities when they come.
Yeah, again, I'm not worried about Weston getting time at Juventus this year. I think he'll continue to get time. I think it's great to show that level of health. I always get worried, as I said before, about bringing a player back too quick. Didn't play the full 90, rotated out. Easy, pretty fundamental win against, I think it was Sassuolo or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I think it's a great start to the season. We've missed him for months, right? In and out of injuries. So to have him back, hopefully we're seeing this consistent run of form now into the World Cup, because again, he's a player that whether he's playing 45, 60, 30 minutes, 70 minutes, 90 minutes week in and week out, I'm not worried about whether he gets time. He will. I'm not worried about whether it's 30 or 90. I prefer 90. But the fact that he's back on the field, if he's healthy, I like that.
Okay, so we're going to preview all the players tomorrow, amongst other things we'll do in our show tomorrow. Make sure you join us for the ISWT pod. It'll be 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern if you want to watch it here on the YouTubes, or you can listen to it anytime you want on your podcast platform of choice. So we'll get into more about Weston and all the other players, what's upcoming for them. But let's talk about this leaked jersey again. I know we talked about it with Brandon Vasquez and Charlie. I was actually kind of surprised that you liked it. I didn't think you would like this new jersey. And I don't know if producer Alex can throw it up for us for everybody watching, but do you think it's real first and foremost? Do you think those are the real kits?
I would say that they're not the real match day kits. Like they're the generic ones. So they're not the ones that they'll be wearing on the pitch, because the ones on the pitch, I think, have there's more stitching.
Yeah, of course.
Involved in it. But I think for the most part, probably looks like those are going to be the kits. I mean, they were hanging in Dick's Sporting Goods, which is crazy. A month before the official release.
Right. Yeah. No, and for those that don't know, make sure you go just type in U.S. men's national team or USMNT leaked kit. Both options will pop up. The white one, which it kind of reminds me of, I feel like a U.S. women's national team, maybe the ones they won and used in '99 to win the World Cup. I'll have to go back and look, but there seems to be some similarities to that. And then the blue one is the away kit would be kind of has like a splatter on it, Heath Pearce, where, it's not as, it looks like for me more of a training jersey than it does like a proper second kit, but apparently that's the one. Any thoughts on these kits?
Not really. I mean, I do like the sort of paint or marble or tie-dye, whichever dye job, whatever it is that they did on the blue one. It's cool. It's something different than just plain blue. And then the white one actually reminds me of like old US training kits.
I get those 02 vibe World Cup kits.
Yeah. I mean, it literally reminds me, especially around the neck, of like my youth national team training shirts and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Not so much. Obviously the crest is new, but I mean, I like it. And I don't know if, is there a shirt sponsor? Is there a logo sponsor for national teams? It's just training shirts, right?
No, there's no like logo.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's solid. It's one of those things that it's, the easiest thing to do is criticize anything that anybody ever puts out.
We're here for the clickbait.
It's a problem is it's leaked. Yeah. It's not, there's not a story behind it and a player rocking it. Like the Brazil kit that dropped on Instagram, you're seeing, the Jaguar, they take the Amazon rainforest and they incorporate it into the kit, the traditional yellow kit for Brazil. Typically there's not anything in it, but they put like the subtle Jaguar markings into it. And then the blue away kit, you're like, okay, I get it. This is fire.
Yeah.
But if you probably leaked it,
this is like it's on a hanger in a retail store, like
a whack hanger too.
Like, I know. I agree. There's no story. I mean, to be fair, some people sometimes when clubs rebrand or do these refreshers, they like take everything where it's like the line pointing up means we're looking to the stars, you know, like, and you're like, okay, that's a little much, but I like that what you said, Charlie, like the story behind it is pretty cool and the inspiration behind it, you know, and obviously the gold standard was when Matt, can't remember what his name was, did the Nike Nigeria kit. And that was like the big thing. But he's one of the owners of Vermont Green. I can't remember, I'm blanking on his last name right now. I should know it, but yeah, that's like the gold standard, but like, there's going to be a lot of really vanilla kits at the World Cup. And this is one that I like.
Shout out to New England.
Yeah, everybody in the comments apparently that's watching on YouTube, for everybody listening, hate the new kits. I do want to say very quickly,
Matt Wolf, by the way.
Matt Wolf, yeah, that's who it is.
I just want to raise my hand and say that when the kits that they're wearing now, and the men's and women's, the red kind of jagged with the navy blue, I did not like that kit because I just didn't think. I didn't think it would look good. It's grown on me though, Charlie, and it's grown on me, everybody,
right. Well,
because when you but when you put it in the full kit, it makes a lot more sense. And I wonder if with the kits that we're looking at now that have been leaked, when you see it in full, when you see it with a number, you know, they don't have numbers on them yet. And I think that might change my perception about this.